Hi, welcome to Certificate in Insurance Planning. In this video, we will be covering the chapter Principles to Insurance. Now, insurance, we all know that insurance is basically a contract, and as such, insurance is governed by the Contract Act. But apart from the rules and regulation of the Contract Act, it is also governed by certain principles, and those principles we know as principles of insurance. Though these principles are not part of the policy documents, but whenever there is a claim or whenever there is a dispute on the liability of the insurer, then these principles do come into play, and accordingly the claim or the liability of the insurer is decided. Some of the principles of insurance are the principle of indemnity, principle of contribution, principle of subrogation, principle of utmost good faith, principle of insurable interest, principle of average, principle of proximate cause. So let us move to the first principle, that is the principle of indemnity. Now, what is principle of indemnity? Principle of indemnity is the guiding force for the insurance law. What it means is that insured or the policy holder who takes an insurance cover cannot make any profit out of an insurance contract. That means insurance company will pay only in case of loss. Will pay only to make good any loss suffered by the policy holder. It will not pay less, it will not pay more. It will pay exactly the same amount which an insurance policy holder has suffered. Okay, so let us go to the example given in the book. The example is a machinery which is 2-year-old meet with an accident and there is a total loss. The cost of new machinery today is rupees 2 lakhs. The depreciation for the 2 year is rupees 40,000. Depreciation is basically the use of the machinery which has happened to the machinery which has been put to use. Okay, so now what will be the claim payable by the insurance company in this case? The cost of the machinery was 2 lakh rupees 2 years back. 40,000 rupees has been the depreciation charged by the company. So the claim payable by the insurance company today would be 2 lakh rupees less 40,000, that is 1 lakh 60,000 rupees. Why 1 lakh 60,000 rupees? Because today the policy holder is losing 1 lakh 60,000 rupees. He has already recovered a cost of 40,000 rupees by using that machinery for 2 years. And as such, only 1 lakh 60,000 rupees is the actual loss that he is going to suffer because of this accident or damage. Okay, so this principle of indemnity makes it possible for insurance company to pay for the actual loss, so that policy holders do not make any gain out of these contracts. Okay, but we have 3 exceptions to the indemnity principle. One is the reinstatement policy. Now let us go back to the same example. If the policy holder had taken the policy under the reinstatement value policy, then there would have been no deduction of depreciation. Means under the clause of reinstatement policy, what happens is that the policy holders, there is a provision which says that the policy holder, the assets will be restored. Okay, so now a 2 lakh rupees machinery which got destroyed, which got damaged, now that 2 lakh rupees machinery needs to be restored back to the policy holder. So in that case, no depreciation charges would be deducted and the entire payment of 2 lakh rupees would be made to the policy holder. The second is the life insurance. Again, in life insurance, what happens is that the value of a human life is negotiable. It is very difficult to put the same value on the life of every individual. So life insurance being a negotiated policy, and in case of claim the negotiated sum assured is becomes payable. So again it is an exemption or exception to the principle of indemnity. Third is the valued policy. Object of art antiques are taken on a negotiated policy value. Again, the sum insured is paid at the time of total loss without giving rise to principle of indemnity. Suppose let us think about a piece of art. Now, a piece of art can have different value for different art lovers. Someone can put a value of X to a piece of art, whereas for the same piece of art, someone can put a value of Y. So basically, what happens in insurance of art is that there is a negotiation between the policyholder and the insurance company, and then a policy is issued. Now, when a policy is issued under agreed value policy, then there is no deduction for the depreciation or other costs. So again, it is an exception to the principle of indemnity. So let us move to the what is the insurer liability? The maximum liability of an insurance company is limited to the payment of sum insured. Now, in no case under any circumstance, insurance company is liable to pay for more than what has been insured for. Okay. Now, in the example of the machinery, if a reinstatement policy or if a normal policy has been taken on a machinery for 2 lakh rupees, today the cost of that machinery has gone up to 2,50,000 rupees, then insurance company is not going to pay 2,50,000 rupees. The maximum liability of the insurance company would be 2 lakh rupees. Okay. The property insurances are generally subject to the condition of average. We will be discussing more about the principle of average, but in short, average is a condition wherein what happens when two different policies are issued on the same property, then the claim payment is subject to the proportional. Claims are paid proportionate to the sum insured by both the insurance company. Again, this is because principle of indemnity doesn't allow a policyholder to make profit out of the insurance. So only the loss part has to be compensated. Even if a policyholder has taken 10 insurance policies on a car, he is not going to get the payment from all the 10 policyholders for the entire sum insured. Policies which are issued subject to franchise or excess. Franchise and excess are a kind of deductibles, which again is a condition which a insurance company can put in any contract, and if a contract is subject to franchise or excess, then that deduction has to be made before payment of the claim, and the claim payment is adjusted for depreciation that we have seen in the. So this is all about the principle of indemnity, how the principle of indemnity affects the contract in insurance. Okay, the next we will be covering the principle of contribution. Thank you.